An eerie silence greeted those who ventured out on the streets of Kabul this morning. It felt more like the green zone in Baghdad. All major roads had been blocked off and people advised to stay at home. The authorities were determined to prevent any attempt by the Taliban to disrupt the beginning of President Karzai's second term. A capital city whose streets have been virtually emptied of its people, and an inauguration ceremony where no journalists have been allowed. It's all a pretty accurate metaphor for exactly how far Afghanistan has not come in the last 8 years. As Hamid Karzai arrived for the ceremony at the presidential palace, he was under concerted pressure from Western leaders to deliver a new policy on fighting what has been called the cancer of corruption in Afghanistan. After a brief but solemn swearing-in ceremony, his inaugural speech had an avid audience, especially the American Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, who had urged him to take this window of opportunity, and he duly delivered. Describing corruption as a huge problem for his country, he promised a special conference to find new ways to fight it. He promised too to fight even harder against the drug trafficking trade, and any government officials connected to it would be dismissed and handed over to the justice system, he said.
I think President Karzai will think positive or react positively to Mrs. Clinton's message. He understands he needs the West, he needs the Americans for the next 5 years. He knows that if he wants to bring change, he needs it with the help of the international community. But I think also the international community needs him. He's still the only unified leader. He's still the only one that Afghans trust as far as uniting Afghans and bringing Afghans together.
Amongst the people of Kabul told to stay off the streets today, opinions differed about what the next 5 years might hold after listening to their president's speech.
In my point, the past 5 years government was not good. And the future government will also be not successful. And I don't think that there will be peace in next 5 years.
First of all, he shouldn't be president. But now he is a president. He should bring changes in his administration. He should bring huge changes.
The verdict on the speech from the foreign dignitaries gathered at the palace will come in the next few hours and days. But it will be by his actions rather than his words that President Karzai will be judged. David Chater, Al Jazeera, Kabul.